constructive interference and destructive interference, and we see the conditions for it. Now what is the constructive interference? Two waves meet in same phase. Here two waves meet each other in same phase. Same phase means crest of one wave coincides with crest of other, or trough of one wave coincides with trough of other. Resultant displacement is maximum and hence intensity of wave is maximum. For the constructive interference, depending on the phase difference between the waves, this is of two types, constructive and destructive. Here two waves meet in same phase. Resultant displacement is maximum. Intensity is maximum. In destructive interference, two waves meet out of phase. Two waves meet out of phase. Same phase means crest coincides with crest or trough coincides with trough. Out of phase means crest of one wave coincides with trough of other. Here displacement is minimum because there is a cancellation of displacement, and hence intensity of wave is also minimum. These theoretical points are very important. Displacement is minimum, intensity of wave is minimum. The constructive interference, see here, x-axis, y-axis. Suppose these are the two waves. Crest of one wave coincides with the trough of other. These are the two different waves. The interference is constructive. Resultant displacement is maximum. Whereas for the destructive interference, see here displacement and time. Suppose this is the first wave and this is the second wave. Crest of one wave coincides with trough of other and vice versa. The waves are out of phase. Positive, negative, there is a cancellation of displacement. Displacement is minimum. Intensity is minimum. Here there is addition. Displacement is maximum, intensity is maximum. One main thing here is, during the interference of light waves, there is a redistribution of energy or there is a redistribution of intensity takes place, but total energy remains constant, or total energy remains conserved. There is only redistribution. Total energy remains constant. So this is about the constructive interference and destructive interference. Then we see one important article that is phase difference and path difference, and the relation between phase difference and path difference between the waves. Phase difference, phase and path, or phase difference, path difference and time difference between the waves. One main thing is, the term path is related with distance. Path is related with distance. The term phase is related with phase angle. Suppose This is the wave, one crest and one trough. Suppose 0 here. This one complete wave means phase angle is 2 pi. This is pi. And as this is a complete wave, this distance is lambda up to 2 pi. From this origin to 2 pi, in terms of wavelength, the distance is lambda. This lambda is a path. Term path is related with the distance, and the term phase related with these angles. The path to lambda is equivalent to phase 2 pi, 0 pi, 2 pi. 2 pi minus 0 is 2 pi. So see here, phase and path. Path lambda is equivalent to phase 2 pi. If we consider path up to this point, path is lambda. If we consider the path up to this point, suppose this path is x. Then what is this angle phase? Suppose this phase angle is delta. For the phase angle, here angle is 0, here pi, here 2 pi. This phase angle here is in between pi and 2 pi. Suppose that phase is 2 pi. Suppose that phase is delta. What is the corresponding path? Path is x. Path is x. If we take the cross multiplication, we write lambda delta is equal to 2 pi x. Therefore, this delta is 2 pi upon lambda into x. Delta is 2 pi upon lambda into x. But what is this delta? This delta is a phase difference. Phase difference is equal to 2 pi by lambda. What is this x? This is distance. So it is a path difference. Path difference. So phase difference is equal to 2 pi by lambda into path difference, and time for this complete wave is capital T. In terms of time, this is T. This point is T by 2, periodic time. For complete wave, we call it as a period. So relation between phase difference and path difference is phase difference is equal to 2 pi by lambda into path difference. We write the similar relation in between phase difference, path difference and time difference like this. See here, we write the relation like this, very important relation we write. 2 pi upon phase difference, 2 pi upon phase difference is equal to lambda, that is wavelength upon path difference, and that is also equal to time, periodic time upon time difference divided by time difference. This is very important relation between phase difference, path difference and time difference. In terms of phase and path, we know phase difference is equal to 2 pi by lambda. See here, phase difference is equal to 2 pi by this lambda into path difference. But for these three, this is the relation. This is the relation between all these three. Now we know we can find the resultant intensity between the waves also. We can see the resultant intensity between the waves. Or interference of two waves. Resultant intensity between the interference of two waves we can easily find by using the principle. So resultant intensity in interference of two waves. We see this one article. resultant intensity in interference of two waves. We know that for interference, two or more waves are there. Suppose this is source S1. These are the waves coming from S1. Suppose this is source S2. Wave coming from S2. Suppose these waves arrive at this point. By the principle of superposition, the waves, there is addition or enhancement of displacement depending on the phase difference, and suppose the resultant wave is like this. Resultant of these two, S1 and S2, is like this. Suppose the wave coming from S1, it's these two waves, S1 and S2 waves, interfere. Suppose the displacement of wave coming from S1 is Y1 is equal to A1 sine omega t. It is a sine function. A1 is the amplitude of the wave. For the second wave, suppose displacement Y2 is A2 sine omega t plus phi. A1 is amplitude of first wave, A2 is amplitude of second wave, and this phi is phase difference between the waves. See here, suppose here amplitude of first wave is A1, for second wave suppose amplitude is A2, phase difference between these two waves is phi. The resultant displacement y, according to principle of superposition of waves, is y1 plus y2. That is, y is equal to, y1 means A1 sine omega t plus y2 is A2 sine omega t plus phi. And by solving this mathematically, we write the resultant displacement y is capital A sine in bracket omega t plus theta. By solving this, we get this equation of the resultant wave or the displacement of resultant wave. Y is the resultant displacement. Y1 is displacement of the first wave. Y2 is displacement of the second wave. A1 is amplitude of first wave, A2 is amplitude of second wave, phi is phase difference between them. By the principle of superposition and by solving, we get this y as a resultant displacement. This A is a resultant amplitude of the two waves. And theta is the phase angle or the resultant phase difference or resultant phase angle. We call it as not difference, resultant phase angle. This resultant amplitude is denoted by, suppose this is A and this is theta. Resultant phase angle. Mathematically, by solving, that resultant amplitude of two waves is given by A is equal to under root of, very important equation, A1 square plus A2 square plus 2A1 A2 cos phi. This equation gives the resultant amplitude of two waves, and the resultant phase theta is given by the equation tan theta is equal to a2 sin phi, a2 sin phi divided by a1 plus a2 cos phi. This is the resultant phase angle. But as we know, intensity of the wave is directly proportional to square of amplitude. Intensity of wave is directly proportional to square of amplitude. Therefore, we write for the first wave whose amplitude is a1, I1 is directly proportional to a1 square, or we write it as I1 is equal to k a1 square. I2 is equal to k a2 square. Similarly, for the resultant wave, the intensity I is equal to k into resultant amplitude square. Or this resultant intensity I is k, this a square, square of this means only a1 square plus a2 square plus 2a1 a2 cos phi, 2a1 a2 cos phi. But a1 square is square root of I1. A2 square is square root of A1 is here, I is proportional to A square. So A is square root of I. This A1 square is square root of I1. A2 square is square root of I2. So we write this equation as I is equal to, or I is directly proportional to A1 square is I1 plus a2 square is I2 plus 2, a1 is square root of I1, a2 is also square root of I2. We write indirectly it as 2 square root of I1 I2 into cos phi. This equation gives the resultant amplitude, and this equation gives the resultant intensity for the two waves. Okay students, now we stop here. Thank you.